Hi there, I'm Becky, and I wanted to talk today and to show you a sidekick journal. So I've been using a sidekick journal since I did 2 workshops with Orly Avineri. Orly is an amazing art journaling teacher, and as far as I know, she came up with the concept of sidekick journals. So a sidekick journal is an old book, and she recommends using children's books. So I have one that is an old children's encyclopedia, and it's a book that sits beside you when you are making other art. So in all these classes, obviously you're art journaling in a dedicated art journal. And the sidekick then is the place that you stick bits and pieces that don't make it into your art journal. So they're the cutout bits that, around the edges of the images that you've taken from some magazine or whatever. They're, it's the place where you wipe your brush off. It's the bit where you get the pen going. It's a place where you don't care at all about the sidekick journal. It's kind of like just the container for the leftover bits and pieces. But what happens over time with the sidekick journal is that the book starts to become something. It becomes art in itself, and it's art that just makes itself. So I'd like to just show you a few pages in my current sidekick journal and show you what I've done with some of my previous sidekick journal pages in using them in art that I've created. So here is the children's encyclopedia. That is my sidekick journal. So as you can see, it's a book that I literally tear stuff out of. I use it for some of the images that are in it. Sometimes they get used in my artwork or and combined into what I'm doing. But it also is the place, as I described earlier, where bits and pieces get stuck in, the paint gets wiped off, and over time, more and more layers get added, and it literally is the place where I just don't care what it looks like, as you can see. But over time, I kind of feel like lots of cool things just start to emerge. Little bits and pieces. It doesn't, not necessarily the whole piece. But I mean, look at this. Really interesting kind of textures and things start to appear because I've just wiped my brush off there and then just closed the book. And it becomes, when it pulls apart, it's created this cool texture. So, yeah, there's more there going on. So it's ugly and it's raw and it's really like, I just don't care about it. And when I use it, I just open it up to a random page and literally just do what I need to do, get rid of the stuff. Here I had extra paint from something that I was doing, and then just let myself do like 2 minutes with the paint that was there on the palette and get rid of it, and create without caring at all. And here's a little bit, random bit of news magazine that just got stuck down. Just doodling. Stuff gets stuck together. Here's the page that I shared today, where I actually did spend a few minutes doing something. This page had, this kind of ripped out bit because I'd used the image on the back here for something. And then I just wiped the brushes off from after a painting that I was doing the other day. And an image did appear that day. It was a continuation of an intuitive painting session that I'd been doing. Babies were in the other painting and then they appeared here in the sidekick journal. And then this morning I had like 5 minutes, 10 minutes to do something creative, and so I came here. This was left open on my table and I thought, I'll just take some charcoal and see what happens. And inside the Sidekick journal, it's just a place where I really, really don't care. You know, it's not about what it looks like at all. And it can be raw, it can be unfinished. You know, I'm not going to fix that. It's just gonna be how it is. It's just a really quick place to come to create. And then you see over time things start to get interesting. I mean, where that's ripped apart has revealed layers upon layers that I didn't create that on purpose. That is just how it is, but I love it. You know, and I probably will come back and rip this out when I need to add something interesting to an art journal page in the future. So you get the picture. You know, it's just a place to leave things. It won't become a finished journal. You know, I will probably just continue using this and ripping it up as I want it, taking parts that look interesting and feel like they could add something to whatever I'm creating at the time. I just wanted to show you what I've done with pages like that from a previous Sidekick journal. So these are pages that I took out of an old Sidekick journal. And they are now in my box full of collage papers that I can use. I mean, they're just, like, you just wouldn't create that. Do you know what I mean? If you were trying, you wouldn't create that. But yet there's something really cool about that. I love it. And I love the layers. So they will become something. They will get added to something that I'm doing down the line. And I wanted to just show you in the passport journal that I did create with Orly in her class. The Sidekick journal pages made it into this book. So they became pages inside this book here. So let me find them. So that was from my Sidekick journal. And this page was made up of pages from my Sidekick journal that I then doodled and added and stitched on. And this is from my Sidekick journal as well. So that's just a little bit about creating with a Sidekick journal and the use of it. So it's just basically a place for dumping your stuff in and using in the future. I hope that was interesting and helpful. Thanks for your question, Leslie.